You're too sensitive, you're too emotional. Why are you being dramatic? In this video, I talk about my experience as a sensitive person, as an emotional person, where I am at now with implementing boundaries, how I've gone about doing that, and hopefully this will resonate with other sensitive empaths out there. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. I am in the car, as you can see, driving, and I had a thought pop into my head, and I thought I would just get on here and just talk to you while I drive, just the way I think while I drive. I want to talk about sensitivity. I want to talk about being extra sensitive, too sensitive, overly sensitive, really sensitive. A phrase that I've been called very many times in my life, and I just wanted to talk about it and just give my thoughts on it and a little bit about my journey as being a sensitive person. I'm a Cancer. I'm born June 22nd. I definitely check off all the Cancer traits, and anybody who knows me knows that I feel a lot, I care a lot, I love a lot. I'm definitely more sensitive than the average person. So when I was younger, growing up, I noticed, compared to my brother and sister, I was definitely more sensitive than they were. I was always crying for other people. I was always super happy for other people, as if I was celebrating something for myself. So I definitely am also considered an empath, and I'm sure if you are an empath watching this video, you know what comes with being an empath. And I've learned this over the years, but I've really focused on it a lot more in the past few years. And reason why is because as you get older, you take on more responsibility and you can do more things, and you can do more things for other people. Other people can ask you for things that you are capable of doing because you are an adult. You can drive now, you can do things that as you get older, you're able to do. Because of my sensitivity and my care and my personality and my empathetic way of being, I had a really hard time setting boundaries for the part of my life that I realized I should. So I would say mid-teenage years to early 20s. I'm 26 now, and I'm working very much on my boundaries and how to set them. And, you know, it's a muscle that you have to build, but I just wanted to talk about my journey through this because I think it's really important for people's physical health and mental health and your soul. For people who are like me, it would affect my stress level, my mood, my migraines. The back of my shoulders and my traps are most of the time very rock hard because I hold so much emotion for other people there. Like I said before, I'm working actively on being okay with setting my own boundaries and making boundaries, but putting them into place. Oh, are you itchy? What I really want to get at here is that your sensitivity, your overly sensitive way of being, it's a beautiful thing because most of these people are the really caring, maternal, caregiving type of people. And without those people in this world, the world would be very cold. The world would be very different without people like us. I have learned to embrace my sensitivity. I am learning to accept that it is the best part of me, and I truly love being able to connect with people on a deeper level. And there are so many pros to it, but the cons are super important to recognize as well, because that's where it can affect, like I said before, mental health, physical health, your overall well-being and quality of life. So I wish I started earlier being able to implement boundaries in my life. But again, I started when I guess I was supposed to start. I really believe that how things happen are the way they were supposed to happen for each person. So I'm excited to keep going and implementing them. And there's something so strong and powerful about saying no to something, or putting an end to something, or doing something the way you want to do it, or how you want to do it, when you want to do it. instead of just going with what everybody else wants from you, expects of you, thinks they can get from you. Another little tidbit I will add is people like us, we end up being a target either consciously or unconsciously for narcissistic people. And that could get you in a really bad position, because once you're associated or connected to a narcissistic person, I'm going to take these off now. Being associated and connected with a narcissistic person is also a very, very tricky situation. And it's kind of like you're sucked into a vortex of them, and it's very hard to get out of, especially if you have no idea that you are in that vortex and you have no idea what boundaries are or how to set them, and that's normally the case. So I just want to spread some awareness around people being called overly sensitive or dramatic even. Most of the time it's from people that aren't very emotional. We have to take that with a grain of salt, because of course if you're on one end of the spectrum, not very in tune with your emotions, someone like me will definitely seem extreme on the other. So take that with a grain of salt if people have told you that in the past. The purpose of this conversation, I'm just, brain dumping to you, is we need to be able to set boundaries, know what we like, what we don't like, know our preferences. When we feel like we are being pushed too far or being taken advantage of, or we don't really like something, recognize that, write it down, remember it in your head so that you know there is a boundary that needs to be set somewhere there. I just would like to bring awareness to people that are really empathetic and they get walked on. I've been walked on many, many times in my life. People knew that they could get away with things with me, and for a very long time, a lot of us want to feel really connected to people and people please, and that's how we get into these situations. But we got to make a stop to it at some point, or at least pump the brakes. By all means, continue being yourself, continue being the person that is in tune with your emotions, continue being sensitive, because I believe that that's one of the most beautiful things about your personality and you as a person. When I drive, I think about different things, and today what popped up for me was how far I've come in a certain situation and how far I still want to go. A little disclaimer: normally when you have to put a boundary in place, this person, these people are going to be a little bit surprised, because they're used to asking you for something or treating you a certain way. And when they are going to get a different response, that is going to be very different. Not everybody likes different. Not everybody likes to get told no, or not now, or not like this. So be prepared for a bit of reaction, but that's okay. That means you're doing it right and you're standing up for yourself. When setting boundaries, that's the most uncomfortable part that I think we all fear, is having an uncomfortable conversation with another person that is used to getting X from you, and now you're saying no. We need to push through that. You feel a sense of power that you are taking back for yourself. Don't feel like you have to do things because somebody asked you. If they have the balls to ask you for something, it does not mean that you have to do it. You need to have the balls to say yes or no. So that is it for today's video, a little car venting. I may start a little series of this because it's really easy to get out content to you in a really organic and natural way while I'm driving. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!